Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday. Defense Research and Development Organization DRDO successfully carried out maiden flight trials of its stratospheric airship platform from Shaipur trial site at Madhya Pradesh. Developed by Aerial Delivery Research and Development Establishment in Agra in Uttar Pradesh, the airship was launched carrying an instrumental payload to an altitude of around 17 kilometers. The data from onboard sensors was received and will be utilized for development of high quality fidelity simulation model for future high altitude airship flights. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh has congratulated the DRDO for the successful maiden flight trial of the system. He stated that this system will uniquely enhance India's Earth observation and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities. The minister added that this airship will also make the country one of the few countries in the world to have such indigenous capabilities. Election Commission will soon launch a single point application called as ECIET for stakeholders. Election Commission said in a statement the new one-stop platform ECIET will integrate and reorient over 40 of Election Commission's existing mobile and web applications. The statement said it is developing a new user-friendly digital interface for the electors and its other stakeholders such as the election officials, political parties and civil society. ECIET will have an aesthetic user interface and a simplified user experience by providing a singular platform for all electoral related activities. This move is also designed to elevate the burden of the users for downloading and navigating multiple applications and remembering different logins. The platform was envisaged by the Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar during the Conference of Chief Electoral Officers held in March this year. ECIET will also enable users to access relevant electoral data on their desktops or smartphones. To ensure that data is accurate as possible, the data on ECIET will be entered solely by authorized EC official. India has become the first country in the world to develop a genome edited rice varieties. Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan launched the first two genome edited rice varieties developed by ICAR institutions. He added that these two varieties are not only beneficial to farmers but also to the public. These varieties have been developed for Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, West Bengal, and Madhya Pradesh. The first rice variety named DRR Dhan 100 Kamala has been derived from Samba Masuri, which matures in 15 to 20 days earlier and yields 25% more production. The second variety, named Pusa DST Rice 1, is salinity and alkalinity tolerant and yields 30% higher production under saline conditions. Cultivation of these varieties in about 5 million hectares of the recommended area will produce 4.5 million tons of additional paddy. Speaking at the occasion, the Agriculture Minister termed the launch of these varieties as historic and said that these two varieties will reduce the cost of production and increase the yield. He said that these will be more effective in fulfilling the nutritional demand of the increasing population of the country. ICAR said that these varieties mark a major step in climate resilient and high yield agriculture. It added that these varieties will play a leading role in hurdling the second green revolution in the country. OPEC Plus has agreed to boost oil production by 411,000 barrels per day in June, marking the second month in a row of increased output. This decision comes despite falling oil prices and concerns over weakening demand. Oil prices dropping to a 4-year low in April, dipping below $60 per barrel. This was due to larger than expected production increases and global economic worries, especially after new US tariffs. Saudi Arabia is reportedly pushing for a faster production increases to penalize Iraq and Kazakhstan for not sticking to agreed output limits. The decision also follows pressure from US President Donald Trump, who urged OPEC Plus to raise production ahead of his visit to Saudi Arabia later this month. US President Donald Trump has directed his government to reopen and expand Alcatraz, the former prison on the island off the coast of California. On a social media platform, President Trump said that for too long, America has been plagued by vicious, violent, and repeat criminal offenders, and the reopening of Alcatraz would serve as a symbol of law, order, and justice. The prison was closed in 1963, and Alcatraz Island is currently operating as a tourist site. It lies near San Francisco's Golden Gate Brigade. Alcatraz was originally a naval defense fort, and it was rebuilt in early 20th century as a military prison. The Department of Justice took it over in 1930s and began taking in convicts from the federal prison system. The 11th edition of the Sea Trade Maritime Logistic Middle East SMLME conference opened this week at Dubai World Trade Center with a significant announcement from the Indian Registrar Shipping IRS. The event was officially inaugurated on May 6, 2025 by engineer Hessa El Malik, the senior advisor at the UAE Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure, along with Abdullah bin Damathan, CEO and Managing Director of DP World GCC, and Andrews William, President, Sea Trade Maritime. The Indian Register of Shipping, a leading international classification society and a member of the International Association of Classification Societies, announced the opening of its new office in Dammam, Saudi Arabia. This expansion coincides with IRS marking 25 years of operations in the UAE and its 50th anniversary globally. In the United States, the Trump administration has barred Harvard University from receiving new federal grants, intensifying its clash with the Ivy League schools over allegations of anti Semitism, political bias, and mismanagement. The move freezes billions of dollars in future research grant and other aids to the prestigious institution in a letter to Harvard this week. Education Secretary Linda McMahon said the university will not receive new grants until it proves it can manage them responsibly. Harvard University, in a statement, said that it will continue to defend against illegal government overreach aimed at stifling research and innovation that makes Americans safer and more secure. The administration of US President Donald Trump has cracked down on the several US universities, including Columbia University, the University of Pennsylvania, and Cornell University, criticizing their diversity programs and claiming they are not doing enough to stop anti Semitism on campuses. Protests rocked universities across the US last year, with students calling on educational institutions to divest from Israel due to the ongoing war in Gaza. Israeli Security Cabinet has approved a plan to significantly broaden its military offensive against Hamas and Gaza Strip. The approved strategy reportedly includes conquering Gaza and holding the territories once implemented. The expanding operations will see Israeli forces taking control of Gaza territory, locating civilian populations southwards, conducting attacks on Hamas, and preventing the terror groups from controlling humanitarian aid distribution. Implementation of the plan is being expected to begin after US President Donald Trump's upcoming regional visit next week. Until then, ceasefire and hostage release negotiations with Hamas will continue, according to Hebrew media reports. The intensified fighting is anticipated to last for months, beginning with operations in an unspecified area before gradually expanding to other parts of Gaza. The cabinet's decision came hours after a missile launched by Yemeni Iran backed Houthi militia landed near Ben Gurion Airport. Israeli main international gateway. Researchers from the United Arab Emirates University have created an enhanced technology for monitoring blood flow without surgery. Using piezoelectric pressure sensors, the innovation measures crucial physiological parameters including blood flow velocity and viscosity by utilizing materials that generate electric fields when subjected to mechanical stresses. The improved version of delivery greater accuracy in data interpretation while being more cost effective than existing alternatives, making it suitable for deployment in both clinical and home environments. The technology provides real time monitoring capabilities that can help detect potentially dangerous conditions such as blood clots. The team plans to incorporate artificial intelligence in future iterations of further enhance the system capabilities and expand its applications. This development aligns with the UAE's strategic vision to advance medical technology and reduce dependency on imported healthcare solutions. In a historic milestone, India and UK have successfully concluded an ambitious and mutually beneficial free trade agreement, along with a double contribution convention. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister of the United Kingdom Keir Starmer have telephone conversation this week in which the two leaders welcomed the successful conclusion of an ambitious and mutually beneficial India UK free trade agreement. Prime Minister Modi said these landmark agreements will further deepen India UK comprehensive strategic partnership and catalyze trade, further deepen investment, growth, job creation, and innovation. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said that strengthening alliances and reducing trade barriers with economies around the world is part of the plan for change to deliver a stronger and a more secure economy. During the conversation, both the Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Stammer agreed that expanding economy and commercial ties between the two countries remain cornerstone of the increasingly robust and multifaceted partnership. Both leaders also agreed that the landmark agreements between the two big and open market economies of the world will open new opportunities for businesses, strengthening economic linkages, and deepening people to people ties. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal also lauded this agreement, saying that these will set new benchmark for equitable and ambitious trade between the two large economies. The 10th round of Foreign Office consultations between India and Slovenia held this week in New Delhi. The Indian delegation was led by Secretary West in Ministry of External Affairs Tanmay Lal, and the Slovenian side was led by State Secretary, Ministry for Foreign and European Affairs of Slovenia, Marko Stusian. During the consultations, the co-chairs undertook a comprehensive review of the progress made in various aspects of bilateral cooperation and agreed to strengthen the Indo-Slovenia bilateral partnership for mutual benefits. Discussion focused on key areas including political relations, trade and investment, science, technology and innovation, space digitalization, AI, migration and mobility, defense, agriculture, as well as people to people exchanges and cultural ties. The two sides also exchanged views on regional and global issues of mutual interest. Minister of State for Space and Atomic Energy Dr. Jitendra Singh said that naval forces and naval guards will play a vital role in ensuring the success of the Gaganyaan mission. Addressing media in New Delhi, he said 2026 will be the landmark year with India exploring both space and deep sea. Dr. Singh highlighted the Department of Space new model for rocket initiatives and the growing use of space and drone technologies in national programs like PM Gati Shakti, Savamita, an acronym for Smart Cities and Amrut. These technologies are also being integrated into sectors like railway, healthcare, and disaster management. He emphasized growing private sector participation through the in space interface. ISRO chairman Dr. V. Narayanan said that the first uncrewed Gaganyaan mission will launch by late 2025 with a crewed mission in early 2027. He also said that GLEX 2025 will begin this week in New Delhi. The Ministry of Culture has said that it has taken swift action to prevent the auction of sacred Piparwa relics by South Bay, Hong Kong. The relics, excavated from the Piparwa stupa in 1898, hold immense historical and spiritual significance as they are believed to be associated with Lord Buddha. The ministry issued a legal notice to South Bay which responded, assuring full attention to the matter. Union Cultural Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat also raised the issue with the UK's Secretary of State for Culture, urging immediate action to halt the auction and facilitate its repatriation. The Ministry for Culture has further assured that it is working with embassies and authorities to ensure compliance with international law and return the relics to India. Indian Navy and Defense Research and Development Organization DRDO have successfully undertaken combat firing of indigenously designed and developed multi-influence ground mine MIGM. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has complimented DRDO, Indian Navy and the industry on this achievement. He said that the system would further enhance undersea warfare capabilities of Indian Navy. MIGM system is an advanced underwater naval mine and is designed to enhance the Indian Navy capabilities against modern stealth ships and submarines. Multi-influence ground mine is equipped with multiple sensors for recording of influences like acoustics, magnetic pressures generated by marine vessels. It has a built-in electronic system that comprises data acquisition electronics with ARM processor along with peripheral devices for processing the data and to generate commands to initiate the desired course of action. DRDO chairman Dr. Samir V. Kamath said, with this validation trial, the system is now ready for induction into the Indian Navy. Indian Armed Forces launched Operation Sindoor post midnight 7th night, hitting terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, from where terrorist attacks against India have been planned and directed. The Ministry of Defense in a statement said altogether 9 sites were targeted. The ministry further added that its actions have been focused, measured, and non escalatory in nature. The ministry informed that no Pakistani military facility has been targeted. It added, India has demonstrated considerable restraint in selection of target and method of execution. The Defense Ministry said these steps come in wake of barbaric Pahalgam terrorist attack in which 25 Indians and one Nepali citizen were killed. It said armed forces are living up to the commitment that those responsible for the attack will be held accountable. Prime Minister Narendra Modi constantly monitored the Operation Sindoor throughout the night. Indian Armed Forces targeted air defense radars and systems at a number of various locations in Pakistan on the next morning, that is on 8th. According to the Defense Ministry, it has been learned that the air defense system at Lahore has been neutralized. The ministry said India's response has been in the same domain with the same intensity as Pakistan. Pakistan attempted to engage a number of military targets in northern and western India, including Avantipura, Srinagar, Jammu, Pathankot, Amritsar, Kapurthala, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, Adhampur, Batinda, Chandigarh, Nal, Falodi, Uttarlai, and Bhuj, using drones and missiles on the night 7th. These were neutralized by the integrated counter UAS grid and air defense systems. The debris of these attacks is now being recovered from a number of locations that proved the Pakistani attacks. The ministry said Pakistan has increased the intensity of its unprovoked firing across the line of control using mortars and heavy caliber artillery in the areas of Kupwara, Baramulla, Uri, Punch, Mender, and Rajouri sectors in Jammu and Kashmir. The ministry also said 16 innocent lives have been lost, including 3 women and 5 children, due to Pakistani firing. In retaliation, India was compelled to respond to bring mortar and arty fire from Pakistan to halt. Indian armed forces have reiterated their commitment to non escalation provided it is respected by Pakistani military.
Well, that's all, friends, for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye bye.